most of the people that also complain about Africa are people who do not have much to offer. Imagine somebody comes here, he doesn't really have a lot of expertise, he doesn't have a lot of connections, he doesn't have a lot of experience. What does this person have to offer? At the end of the day, such a person may come when he's not steadfast and is not strong enough. He goes back and say, I'm not able to survive in Africa, therefore Africa is a bad place. If you've been thinking of moving to Africa or moving to Ghana, there is no single perspective as to why you should move to Africa or not, especially Ghana to be precise. I've watched a lot of videos and a lot of people give their reviews about coming to Ghana and they share their perspectives. Well, you have a very few amongst them who actually also have their own perspective and also share their dislike for people actually moving back to Africa, and they have their reasons though, which I respect. But in a nutshell, what one has to just observe is that majority takes the lead. You don't actually leave the majority and follow the minority. I've actually watched a lot of people doing amazing works in Africa here. They've come here, they didn't just come to tour the country, they didn't just come to watch nice things and go back, dance our dance, eat our food, wear our clothing. They didn't just come to do that. They actually came to actually live and build something and make an impact. And that's what we're talking about. And those people are the right people to tell you whether things are going on well for them or not. Though there are some challenges that are not peculiar to just Africa, it extends throughout. Challenges like not getting the right workers to work with, challenges like not getting trusted people, challenges like facing scams and stuff. It runs across every part of the world, but your ability to respond and actually protect yourself is what is important. Notwithstanding, the mentality you come to Africa with is actually the most important thing. Some people come to Africa just to tour and go back, while others also come to Africa here thinking of how to move or relocate to Africa. There are those who come here with a wrong or a bad mentality just to also come and have a feel and go talk outside and say, oh, it's a bad place, and just you know, you have these content creators who come here with their mentality though, you understand? So I'm not saying all the content creators, yeah. So it's important. It's not just about moving here and actually, you know, enjoying yourself here, but it is actually looking at it from a bigger and wider perspective as to not just coming to tour here, but also living your life here and actually establishing yourself here and surviving and enjoying yourself in Africa. So people like this who come with a wider thinking are able to overcome a lot of challenges, and they understand some of the challenges which they go through are actually not big challenges. You know, when somebody doesn't want to do something, there's nothing you will ever tell them. They will still have a reason to complain. They will have a reason to say no. They will have a reason to actually pass their negative perspective or mentality onto others. So we are not saying don't have a mind to say about Africa or about Ghana. You have your every right to say whatever you want. But at least you should also admit some good things that you actually enjoy. You understand? So it's just wide. And when you look at the success stories that people are actually given, we have a lot of people in the diaspora who actually moved to Ghana here and they are building industry. I'm not saying they are building companies, they are building industries. Some have gone into oil and gas and they are making a lot of money. We know others who are into real estate and are building real estate companies and stuff, and they are really doing amazing works. We also know a lot that are actually into different businesses and are actually surviving and enjoying themselves. So it's always important to ask yourself, with whatever that you have, are you able to survive? Can you actually make something out of it? And can you live in Ghana and actually impact to the society as well? That is what is important. You know, most of the people that also complain about Africa are people who do not have much to offer. Imagine somebody comes here, he doesn't really have a lot of expertise, he doesn't have a lot of connections, he doesn't have a lot of experience. What does this person have to offer? At the end of the day, such a person may come when he's not steadfast and is not strong enough. He goes back and say, I'm not able to survive in Africa, therefore Africa is a bad place. So what a person has to offer is also important when we talk about you coming to Africa. Think about you being an African and living in a place where there is a restricted sense of development. So you the one coming with, you know, bigger ideas and a lot of initiatives, you are able to survive. And that is why you see there are a lot of Africans in Africa here who are not willing to travel to Europe to go and hustle. Why? Because they have a lot of ideas and they're able to execute their ideas to actually make a good living for themselves. So they don't see any reason to actually travel to abroad or to Europe. So it's important you ask yourself also, what do you have to offer? When you have a lot to offer, you'll be able to actually survive in Africa. We have a lot of young guys who have actually moved to Africa here. They have built businesses, they have built companies, and they are surviving through it. And they have bigger missions and visions they have for Africa. And that is what we're talking about. So it's not enough to just move to Africa, but it is enough for Africa to move in you before you get to Africa. My name is Imoru Sadat. If this is your first time here, kindly subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to press the bell button so that you get notified whenever we post our new videos. And if you also want to buy a land in Ghana, you want to buy a house in Ghana, just check in the description of the video. You get my number, then reach me. If you want someone to help you with due diligence before you buy any land or house in Ghana, I'm available as well. If you want to book me for consultation too, I'm available. We have a reputable company that handles building projects. If you want our company to help you, we are also available. Kindly subscribe. Bye.
Subscribe to BTG Talking Business.